Hi there, welcome to Kneppy Invest and welcome to February 28, 2025, the final day of February, final trading day, final normal day, and it's been a bad end to the month. Our market has plunged today across the board. In fact, I had a look at one of my watch lists, which I've titled Market. So that looks at indices, commodities, Bitcoin, crypto, bonds, everything. Everything's down. Everything is down apart from palladium and cocoa and I think the US 3-month bonds. Everything is down. In fact, we can have a look at it right now. Everything is red. I accept the FTSE, but that should be red tonight. Oh, and gas. Natural gas is up slightly. Yeah, everything is down. You know what was up? It was really interesting. I was having a quick look at this. Where was it? I was in trading economics. And I noticed gasoline is up significantly, 12.61%. All Americans weren't like that at all. Trump got in power to lower the price of gasoline, and gasoline's up 12.61%. Anyway, so a pretty bad day on our markets today, which is not a surprise because we have seen consumer confidence in America absolutely plunge. And there was an interesting article in the market index from Cal Capilingua, have you ever pronounced that? ASX investors on alert as bearish investor sentiment gauge spikes to GFC levels. So that's an interesting article. I'll go through that in a little bit more finer detail later in the weekend, maybe. There was a nice little survey at the end. I didn't answer this, but only 81 voters. But where do you think the ASX 200 will be in 6 months? Lower, bearish, higher, bullish? Same neutral, and at this point in time, lower bearish is winning. Not in a landslide, but I do think most people tend to be more bullish than anything, particularly investors like me and you, or you and I. And so it is surprising that it's only 32% because our tendency is to think bullishness, not bearishness. Anyway, so interesting day on the market. And what I'll do in today's video, I'll go through the ASX today. I won't go through the earnings calendar. It's the final day. And by this time in February and August, I get fairly bored. But not a lot of big companies did release their results today. However, when I get to the top 5 stocks of the day, a positive tinge, a positive tilt, I suppose you could say. 4 of the companies I'll be featuring are up, including the stock of the day, which I've already quoted. In fact, the stock of the day video went for 17 minutes on Life 360. They released their 4th quarter update. Pretty good 4th quarter from the company. Last time I looked, the share price was up 7%, which is a pretty good day when the overall market has sold off, particularly when it comes to tech companies. So up 7.73%, beat expectations, pretty good outlook from the company as well. And even though I do make fun of this company because they're a stalking, well, they produce a stalking up. That's what it is. I am trading Life 360 at the moment. So even though I'm making fun of the company, I'm actually a shareholder of the company. The other 4 companies within the top 5 stocks, the positive ones, Pacific Edge, share price up 100% last time I looked. Fleetwood up a fair bit on the release of their results, and Vista Group, the company I was trading, then I got out because of liquidity issues. Shouldn't have done that. Share price has risen significantly. Not only today, but also since I sold. And the only company that is down a fair bit, not really on the back of their results, but on the fact that they want to leave the ASX and move to America, is Brainchip. Sort of like when you try to delist, people say, or companies management say, we're delisting because the market's not really appreciating our value, and then the share price drops 50%. Anyway, so that's Brainchip. I'm not sure why they want to go away from Australia. Most of their investors are Australian, I assume. I think one of the things they said was the American investors are more savvy, which is a bit of a. I was going to say something mean there, but I won't. I'll lay off Brainchip right now. A few other interesting results I might touch upon during this video. Some interesting reactions from the market. So I might do that. Anyway. So I'll go away from the earnings calendar. Let's have a look at the ASX today. We could have a look at the macro, but nothing really interesting there. We know what's happening. Anyway, so bad day. We're in the closing auction right now, and I'm just going to refresh this. Yeah, it's just drifted down all through the day. Everything is down. Resources down, which makes sense because everything's down, including commodities. But what can you say? No safe haven today. I'll probably even think that staples are down. and that's usually safety. That's usually, what do you call it? Non-cyclical. Anyway, everything's down. Defensive, that's the word I was looking for. Defensive. Everything is down except telecommunications, up 0.01%. I wonder if that's because of Telstra. Telstra did release, actually, in my opinion, pretty good results a week ago or so. And let's just have a look-see to see if Telstra's had a good day. And yes, up 0.61%. Oh, TPG Telecom also released results today. Share price up 2.99%. That's actually a pretty good reaction on a day like today. Anyway, so that's, what do you call it, telecommunications. Other than that, it's just down, red across the board. IT down 2.73%, materials down. There's Staples down 2.21%, not defensive to a day. In fact, let's have a look at Staples. That is a bit of a surprise. And based off financials, the banks didn't have a bad day either. I wouldn't call banks defensive. That's the complete opposite of defensive. They're cyclical. In fact, banks are highly cyclical. You don't want to be holding on to banks when we go into recession because that's when they're more likely to go bankrupt. Not saying Australian banks will go bankrupt, but there is a threat. So I think some people get confused. Some investors get confused, think banks are safe. They're not. Anyway, so this is consumer staples. Yeah, red across the board. Oh, Endeavour Group, they did release results today. Not surprised, share price is down 5.8%. Okay, and if we have a look, yeah, the market, the indices have drifted lower all through the day, which is not a good sign. And if we have a look at the XTL, down 1.13%. How many companies in this would be up? Maybe 2 or 3? 4. There you go. 4 companies up. Well, Telstra's up. So let's see which companies are up in this particular, in the ASX 20. Telstra, Westpac, CSL, CBA. So there is a bit of a, I think, move to CBA, Westpac, and some of the banks for safety. Maybe even CSL. Maybe people are going to CSL for safety. I do think it's a mistake going to the banks for safety because, again, if we do go into recession, the banks will be hit and hit hard. And the worst performing companies in the ASX 20, WiseTech, no surprise there. Fortescue, no surprise there. In fact, there's no surprise at all. Iron ore must have had a bad day as well because all iron ore companies down and down big. Okay, let's move our attention or focus on the top gainers. Companies that had a good day. Pacific Edge up 109.1%. I'll talk about this company. This company has been under the pump because of, I think it was Medicare or Medicaid pulling some sort of, not funding, but something. I think Medicaid weren't going to say that using Pacific Edge, what do they do? I can't even tell you what they do, but people couldn't get reimbursed through Medicaid for the Pacific Edge thing. But they did get some positive news in regards to something else. Anyway, so we'll have a look at that company later. A few gold or mining companies up big. We have Gorilla Gold again. 8 Horses, ORD, Ordell Minerals. Response to ASX price query and GG8. I'm not going to focus on any price query. It's just noise. And gold. Lakeview high grade intercepts grow mineralization. So 4 days after the most recent comment. Sometimes you see this. A company releases a good, or a mining company or mining exploring company releases a good announcement, and then they follow that up with another good announcement. And this chart should look, I can't remember what this chart looked like. GG8, 8 Horses, Gorilla Gold. And yeah, the chart looks pretty good. Chart looks pretty good for Gorilla Gold. A few other, looking for, yeah, there's Fleetwood and Vista Group. 2 companies in my top 5. Share price of both those companies up 17%. Remsense. Oh, Highcom. I didn't even think about Highcom. Yeah, let's have a look at Highcom. So they released their results. I actually do own some shares in this company. It's in my super, so I don't really follow the fortunes of this company too closely. But I did see their results released last night, and they've released their investor presentation today. And I'm not surprised the share price is up based off these results at 5:22 p.m. The valuation of this company is quite low, but they did get rid of a CEO, and I do like the board because they were very proactive, getting rid of the old CEO because they weren't doing their job right, and bringing in some new talent. And just based off what's happened in the past year, we have possibly seen a bit of a turnaround. Revenue up 78%, and the company's gone from being highly loss-making to being profitable by 1.2 million, which might seem small, but for a company this size, that's a pretty good shift. Markup of this company is fairly low, $20 million. So that's a pretty nice profit for a company that is only has a markup of $20 million. Anyway, so pretty good day for Highcom. And DeLorean's up. They did release results as well. Also profitable. So let's have a quick look at DeLorean. Oh, by the way, I should have a look at the charts. Highcom's share price has been going sideways for a long time. There's a nice little rally back in August, and this could be a breakout. The volume hasn't been that high compared to what we saw in August, but I think the fear of bad things happening when it comes to this company is over. The last time the share price took a big hit was back in February last year. So we're 1 year removed from that. Share price on that particular day fell 43.75%. And I believe that's when they said, or it was close after that, they said getting rid of the old CEO, bring in some new talent. And the share price hasn't really fallen from there. So that's a good sign as well. And the other one was DeLorean. DeLorean is profitable. Now, whether this is a real profit, just like Highcom, that's another question. Well, there you go. A bit of selling in the last 20 minutes of trading. There you go. This is what can happen. That's, right there. This says it was at 14 cents. And this says the last time it was 14 cents was 233. Oh, if I, at 313, if I actually refresh this, DeLorean wouldn't be in here anymore. So this is old news. So let's move on from DeLorean, because actually the share price is down because a little bit of selling in the last 30 minutes of trading. Okay, let's have a look at top gains by market cap. There's Life 360, pretty good results. PEXA Group. Now, did I mention, I did write down PEXA Group, not yet profitable, but nice growth. It's really interesting because I'm going through selling a house and buying property, and I knew PEXA Group was in that area. Don't know exactly what they do. I don't think they do conveyancing, or maybe they do conveyancing, I'm not sure, but they make everything easier, and they are expanding into UK, and everywhere through my documents, I can see the word PEXA. If PEXA doesn't provide this or something like that. Anyway, share price up 7.73% for PEXA. Let's have a look at the chart for PEXA. That's what I'll do now. Is just have a look at the quick chart. Oh, no, I don't like this chart at all for PEXA. So we can move on. And Generation Development Group also released their results. This chart should look pretty good. So nice growth in everything. And the chart is a brilliant looking chart. This is a beautiful chart. What can you say about this chart? It's a beautiful looking chart. Why do I not have a position in this? Karoon Energy. I believe Karoon Energy have been getting upgrades. They released their results the other day. The results were pretty good, and they've been getting upgrades since then. And that is sometimes what you see. Company releases results, surprises the market, and then you see a flurry of updates after that. So upgrades, not updates, upgrades after that. So this has the potential of turning around, but again, is this undervalued enough that this can sort of filter out any decrease or increase in oil, or decreases in oil prices? That'd be my one concern, that you could see Karoon Energy share price drop if we see oil prices fall. Anyway, so that's a possibility. Service Stream, this is interesting because, who was it? BSA lost an NBN contract, and share price of Service Stream went up on the loss of that. That was, when was that? Sometime about a week ago. And I was thinking maybe Service Stream share price went up because the market was thinking they might have won that contract. And then, lo and behold, Service Stream secures long-term field operations agreement with NBN. And I wonder if BSA share price dropped. Yep, share price dropped. There you go. There we go. BSA unsuccessful in new NBN co-field module contract bid. They hinted at it somewhere. Here we go. New NBN co-field services contract update. I was thinking of trading this, buying it about 10 cents, And then once I didn't, my contract or my order wasn't filled, I just pulled it as quick as possible. I didn't want my contract getting filled if the share price or this sort of announcement came out. And the reason I was trying to buy at 10 cents was just for a bit of a rally. And we saw that rally, but after that, I just needed to get out. So we saw the rally. Yeah, share price on the day did get as high as 18.5 cents. And it stayed above 10 cents after that, but I had to get out. I had to pull that bid when my bid wasn't hit. If that makes sense. Genus Plus up, always good when you're trading a company like Genus Plus and it's up on a day like today. Vysarn released results. I was or am a little bit shocked share price is up. Now, I have held this in the past, sort of trading it, and I did get out just because the chart looks not that good. And on first glance, I thought these results were quite weak. So we saw negative numbers here. So I might have misread this. So we're talking about operational revenue up a little bit, but EBITDA down 5%, NPAT down 13%. I suppose operational cash flow up 78%. Anyway, so maybe that's why the share price is up, but I'll have to have a closer look at this. The group results. Oh, there we go. In fact, I don't have to go through this because the group results were ahead of guidance provided at the AGM. There we go. That's the reason I should have just read. I just went straight to the table. I should have read a little bit more, and that's why the share price is up. Again, it's how the numbers compare to expectations or guidance. So I thought the numbers were weak, but they're not. They're better than expected. There you go. Now, the reason I got out of Vysarn is just the chart had not continued in its uptrend. There we go. There was a beautiful uptrend for quite a while. There's me buying a couple of years ago, and I got out because I wasn't liking the chart. And that's what's happened. So I can deploy my cash to something else, like buying my property. Anyway, let's move on. And there's Fleetwood Mac. So I just can't stop calling it Fleetwood Mac. I'm sorry, Fleetwood, but change your name. No, Bob, this is one I was looking forward to. The results were okay, I suppose. Share price up 4.39%. It's really weird that this isn't the best performers. Share price only up 4.39%. This is one of the results I was actually looking forward to because I don't think this company is that expensive. And I was thinking this could be just a longer term, just a value play. There's a few value plays. But anyway, the chart doesn't look that good. I really need to see share price get above about $1.68 for me to be more excited. Anyway, but if it's a value play, then the chart shouldn't matter. Okay, we can just go on again. Just think if there's anything else here. No, there's nothing else. Okay, let's turn attention to the top losers. Okay, so Verbrec down 33 points, low turnover. I think they did release results. I'm trying to think. It's interesting because if I remember correctly, results were pretty bad. Yeah, let's have a look at Verbrec. Results from this company, I can't remember what they do. Results are really bad. I saw this and went, ew, not good. Now, but again, expectations. So we're talking about decrease in revenue, gross profit, gross margins. Actually, gross margins actually rose. EBITDA from 5 million to 3.1, profit from 2.9 to 0.8. Anyway, but they did mention something positive in here. Where was it? Yeah, they did mention that they do expect the second half to be stronger based off work in hand and also stuff in the pipeline. So there is a possibility that the second half will be really good and this could be an opportunity. But this type of company, maybe not. What do they do? Outlook, the outlook was okay. I'm assuming there's some sort of services company, but what in regards? Leading engineering, asset management, project delivery, operations, maintenance, training and mining technology, service provider. So there's a lot there for Verbrec. And by the way, the chart looks meh. It's highly illiquidity traded. And yeah, it's at a low. This is at a level which I could take a sneaky buy. You can see an increase in volume in 2024. That could be interesting. The volume has started to dry up, but I'm just wondering if they do actually get that better second half, that This could be an opportunity, but I'm not sure. And the reason I'm not sure is just because of the liquidity. If you have a look at the, what do you call what do you call this? The depth. Depth has definitely improved today. There was not much depth this morning, and yeah, so depth has improved a little bit. This is a potential. By the way, share price has increased from 8.3. So he must have seen a little bit of buying. One buy. There was one buy in the closing auction, $682 worth, and that sent the share price up about 10%. There you go. We can move on. Appen, Appen share price just keeps on dropping. So 2 days ago when they released results, it was a trend killer. And look at that plunge. Look at the volume as well. Yeah, this is one of the reasons why I just refuse to trade Appen. And this is disastrous. Share price down in the week, probably about 40% at least. Share price down 56.52% in the week on the back of their results. And the results weren't anything to write home about, obviously. What else? Enico, I think they did release results, but look at the turnover. $1,985 of turnover, not worth talking about. Brainchip, I'll talk about that. BSA, we've already mentioned. Resonance Health. This was one result I was looking forward to. I thought that could have been profitable, not. And I think the market expected the same. Share price down 16.67%. So that was disappointing. Star Entertainment Group, some liquidity issues there. Share price down 15.39%. What was the liquidity issues? I forget. They weren't releasing their results or something. A half-year reporting update. And they mention, what do they mention? Oh, liquidity proposals. Recent media speculation and confirms the company is continuing to explore possible liquidity solutions that might materially increase the group's liquidity position, and anticipates that it will receive one or more liquidity proposals during the course of the day. And they also mentioned that the half-year report won't be lodged today. No, if it's not lodged today. So it may not be lodged today, that they might be suspended. Their trading might be suspended. So that's probably why shares have been sold off on that company today. Let's have a look at top losers by market cap. IDP Education down again. Integral Diagnostics, that's interesting because there was a rally in the share price 2 days ago, and the share price has dropped again. So this was one where I was thinking maybe the market got it wrong on the day, but the very fact the share price has just plunged the last 2 days has made me think this little rally in the share, this is, by the way, the 5-minute chart, this little rally in the second half of Wednesday's session was probably just, I have no idea. Interesting trading for Integral Diagnostics and Johns Lyng Group. I think that was downgrades. So they had a bad result and some broker downgrades. Audinate, share price dropping, interesting. Metals X released results. Really big increase in profit. Seems like the market was expecting more. Share price down 8.6%. It could also be because of tin. So let's have a look at tin. Tin down. Yeah, actually tin down massively yesterday. If we have a look at the 5-minute chart for tin, yeah, the price of tin plunged at about midnight. Actually, that was yesterday. So it didn't plunge this morning. So that was yesterday. So share price of Metals X should have plunged yesterday. So let's have a look at Metals X. This is interesting. So trade history, it was actually up. I'm pretty sure Metals X is tin. Pretty sure. Anyway, the market must have thought the results were going to be quite good. They released their results this morning. I thought they were really good, but that's just because the profit increased significantly and maybe not. So let's have a look at the chart for Metals X. And we'll get away from the 5-minute chart, daily chart. This could be an interesting buy the dip situation because it's right on 50 cents, which is a support level. Would I play this? Would I trade this? Maybe. I just don't like it when the share price plunges on results. And other ones here, yeah, we have Bubs release results. Monami down again from yesterday. I don't think there's anything of massive note there. EZZ down, not sure what's happening there. Pioneer Credit down. They released results the other day. Bioxen released results down. It could be just noise. I think the results were pretty good. Anyway, so let's move on to the top 5 stocks of the day. A lot to talk about. Well, I could have talked about there, but I'm just going to move on. Anyway, so let's start off with Vista Group. Share price up 17%. Oh, 16.44%. Okay, so Vista Group lifts long-term margin, hits record revenue. And they also announced change of chief financial officer. I didn't see that one. This was quite bullish. I do like this one. So the valuation of this company has increased significantly, up to about 600 million, I believe. I could be a little bit wrong there. Oh, 808 million, a little bit wrong. So I'm out to buy about 33%. 808 million. That's probably the one thing I'm not sure. So Vista Group creates or provides software for cinemas, movie theaters, and I'm not confident about the future of that sort of industry. I'll be honest with you. I'm not that confident about the industry. It's not that I haven't been to a movie theater for like 5 years after going every single week for a long, long time. I just don't know, because the technology is improving to the point where you could just stay at home and watch a movie there. Anyway, so I thought this was a really good result, and they're sort of fairly bullish as well in their outlook. So free cash flow positive, which is good. Revenue 150 million. ARR, annual recurring revenue 145.6 million. All those are nice increases from last year. EBITDA 21.6 million, up 62%. Operating cash flow of 16.8 million. Notice in the free cash flow section, they didn't say how much it was. They just said it was positive. So it could be 0.1 million. And profit before tax of 1.8 million, not after tax, before tax. And the guidance was pretty good as well. So revenue increasing probably around about 10 to, not quite 20%, we'll say 10 to 15%, and EBITDA margins of 16 to 18%. And they're talking about movies, Mona 2. Well, what's coming up? They're also talking about what's happening this year. I have no idea what movies are being released this year. Mission Impossible, Jurassic World, really? Another one? Avatar, Wicked, Superman, How to Train Your Dragon, Zootopia, and John Wick. Notice all those movies are sequels or continuations of, what do you call it? A continuation of a whatever. Franchise, that's the word. It seems like Hollywood just has lost ideas. Now, that's not being fair. And the reason I say that is just people tend to be attracted to franchises, but I hate it. I really hate it. And what we're doing now in the world of movie making, we're just doing the same thing over and over again. And I believe it's the last Mission Impossible one, which I am looking forward to. Mission Impossible has been a really good franchise. Another Superman, really. How to Train Your Dragon, Zootopia, John Wick. Okay, yeah, sure. Anyway, I thought they're fairly bullish. I liked it. Thought it was really good. Must have been better than expected, and even the outlook must have been better than expected as well. This company was really affected by COVID-19, of course, because no one was going to movie theaters. And you can see that just in the chart. VGL, share price plunged in like 2020. In fact, I think, if I remember correctly, I could be wrong, the share price plunged before that. Let's have a look at the weekly chart. When did the share price plunge? Yeah, it started to plunge in 2019. In fact, in August of 2019, share price dropped 26.5% in a week, and then it just collapsed in 2020 during the COVID-19 financial panic. No real big V-shaped recovery. In fact, we didn't see the current recovery begin until the start of last year. So in the past year, the share price of this company has increased by over 100%. And this is actually a nice looking chart. Nice looking chart, a continuation of the uptrend with this particular result. What can you say about this particular chart? A beautiful day for Vista Group and shareholders. Coming in number 5. Continuing on the positive theme, Fleetwood Mac. You know what would be really good? To own bands. So up 14%, with a little bit of selling. Just imagine you could be trading Fleetwood Mac. Oh, and you could say, I own zero. Just imagine you could say, I own 0.001% of Radiohead, and I'm having a meeting with Tom York, and we're going to discuss some music I wrote down. Imagine that. That'd be awesome. But unfortunately, this is not Fleetwood Mac. This is Fleetwood. Try to remember what they do. They used to sell caravans and stuff like that. They used to produce housing for mining things. I'm not sure exactly what they do anymore. And I had a look at these results and I went, these results aren't half bad, which actually was a bit of a surprise. And not only that, their outlook was so bullish. I'll talk about that in a second. So I went, so they have community solutions, building solutions, and RV solutions. So it looks like they probably still do what I think they do. Do they have an about section here? No. Anyway, so I'm pretty sure that's what they do. That's sort of let's have a look at their presentation. They'll probably tell us what exactly they do in the presentation. I've always thought of this as a caravan selling company. They also build like building stuff for mining companies. So I could be way wrong. Maybe they've really changed what they do. I really hope they have what they do in this. Here we go, operating segments. Fleetwood Community Solutions, Building Solutions, and RV Solutions. They don't really tell us exactly what they do. So they do build villages, looks like. Osprey Village in Port Hedland. They also talk about the Carafa. So they do way more than I was thinking. I thought that was just for mining. So talking about housing, women's shelter, early education, tourism. So it seems like that's doing fairly well. Strategy and update. Anyway, I'll have a quick look or a more in-depth look at this particular presentation and company because I went through this. The results, particularly community solutions and building solutions, were pretty good. Some really nice increase in revenue in the EBIT for those two divisions. RV solutions, meh. So I talked about EBIT down 28.4% and revenue down 4%. So maybe they could sell off that part of the business. But the other two parts of the business, really good. So overall, really nice results for this company. But what caught my attention was their outlook and how bullish they are. And the reason I say that is the outlook for community solutions is extremely positive across multiple horizons, particularly for Sea Ripple Village in Carafa, with strong prospects for further project upgrades and maintenance requirements across the oil and gas, fertilizer, and green energy sector. So it seems like maybe they do concentrate in mining. Anyway, so this sounds really bullish. And then the outlook for building solutions continues to improve with a current order book of 137 million, up 37% from 100 million in the first half of financial year 24. And the short to medium term outlook for RV solutions continues to be soft, with plans implemented to reduce operating costs, etc., etc. So fairly bullish outlook for community solutions and building solutions. I was like, okay, can't believe this company, which I've always dogged upon, has produced what sounds like a really good half-year result. Okay, so let's have a look at the chart for Fleetwood back. I'm sorry, I just can't do it. I can't stop doing it. Anyway, this company, I still remember this company as a company that was hit massively, I'm going to say 2013, 2014. And if you have a look at the chart, you can see the share price plunged. Yeah, all close. 2012, 2013, 2014. Share price went from about $12 all the way down to $1 in a few years. I can't remember what happened. It must have been their mining village services or something. And since then, the share price hasn't really corrected. And you can just notice by this weekly chart, share price has been trading in a channel. And I put this purple box as if I see the share price of this company get between $1 and say $1.20, could be a good time to buy. And the last time it did that was back in March of 2023. So about 2 years ago. And it does it every couple of years. March 2020, so every 3 years. And then February, March 2016. So we'll say every 3 or 4 years. Anyway, so share price is getting towards the top of the trading range, by the way. And if you have a look at the daily chart, this is a breakout. This is the definition of breakout. Really good financial news. Look at that share price at a multi-year high and really good volume coming through for Fleetwood Limited. And that's why it's in number 4. Pretty good result. Okay, coming in number 3, we have Pacific Edge. Up 109%. So this could have been stock of the day. I'll give you that much. It could have been stock of the day. but it's a small company, and I don't really understand what they're doing. Not what they're doing, but I don't really understand this company at all. But I do know the share price is up 109% on the back of an announcement. That announcement must be pretty good. And the other thing is the share price hasn't drifted lower much. So there is some strength to this announcement. What I mean by that is the share price was up over 100% most of the day. Now, it's down a little bit from the high, 13.5 cents, but it did not drop below 10 cents. And that's important in my opinion. Okay, so this company has been under problems recently. Maybe not recently because it was Medicaid or Medicare. They weren't, I'm trying to find it here. In fact, I can tell you exactly what had happened just by looking at the chart. So it must have been on the 7th of June 2023. So let's go back 2 years. 7th of June 2023. Medicare coverage of CX bladder expected to cease. So when that announcement was made, share price plunged. And when I say plunged, it fell 74%. And I think they got confirmation of that later on. Must have been the 13th of January this year. Share price plunged 61.4% on that particular day. So what was that? What was that date? 13th of January. 13th of January. Oh, I'm at the wrong year. Novartis finalizes non-coverage determination. They didn't like it. Remember, we're going to contest this. But then today, CX bladder, don't know what it is, incorporated into AUA clinical guidance. I actually did have a quick read of this, and I don't understand much about what's happening, but I did sort of get the sense this was quite positive, saying, or this particular incorporation into this guidance was suggesting from the AUA, American Urological Association, that this particular diagnostics tests, I'm assuming it's that sort of thing, from Pacific Edge is actually really useful. So it goes against what Medicare is doing. Anyway, so announces that the AUA, American Urological Association, has included CX bladder triage as a standard of care in an amendment to its clinical guidance for the management of patients presenting with microhematuria. So does that mean that Medicare and this decision from Novartis, wherever it was, is a wrong thing to do, is a mistake? So share price has rallied on the back of this. The AUA amendment specifically references the latest evidence generated from the Strata study following publication in the Journal of Urology in May 2024. As a consequence of the new guideline, Pacific Edge anticipates an uplift in demand for CX bladder tests as more clinicians in the US and around the world begin to observe this updated guideline. Okay. Ooh, and then the next bit is interesting as well. I didn't go this far into it, by the way. The Pacific Edge also expects to leverage the guideline language in its ongoing policy dialogue with the Medicare administration contractor, Navitas. So this could be interesting. This could be an overturned, maybe. I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to go that far, but this is definitely good news for Pacific Edge, and you can just see that with the share price up 109.09%. Anyway, so that's the chart. And the share price has recovered almost to where it was before January 13. Good work, Pacific Edge. And I really hope this company succeeds and the Medicare or this Novartis makes like a fool. They turn out to be foolish with that decision. Go Pacific Edge. Coming in number 3, Pacific Edge. Number 2, we have Brainchip, who've decided the ASX doesn't deserve us. We want to go to America. Share price is down 18%. Not surprised. I expect the share price to plunge on this news. So here it is. Where is it? Brainchip evaluates re-domiciling. Is that how you pronounce that? To US. And I don't like what they've said. I think they've just mentioned here, key reasons influencing the decision are as follows. The US market is home to the world's largest technology investment exchange and most of the world's largest semiconductor and artificial intelligence companies. So what? So what? It provides access to a substantially larger and highly technological, sophisticated pool of potential investors. Well, if you're not profitable, if you're not generating revenue, it doesn't really matter. They're not going to invest into you. They don't care if you have potential. And I'm also going to tell you, If they really wanted to invest in you, they would invest even if you're on the ASX. So just because you're on the ASX, they wouldn't say, "Oh, I can't invest in that company." They're on the ASX. And US technology sector investors are generally more familiar with AI technology companies and have a deeper understanding of valuation methodologies for emerging technology companies like Brainchip. That's absolute BS. That's absolute BS. They're sort of suggesting here that we're not valuing this company rightly, which is absolutely stupid. Absolutely stupid. This company has a valuation right now on the ASX of 414 million for a company without revenue, or very little revenue, without any signs that can increase that revenue. It's absolute BS what they're saying here. I'd be furious if I was a shareholder. That's so disparaging to Australian investors. In fact, I think this company is significantly overvalued. A US listing has the potential to be positive reevaluation and repricing catalyst for all existing. Really? So they are saying that this company is undervalued with no revenue, or very little revenue, exposing the company to possible entry of new US-based technology investors. I can almost guarantee you, anyone who wants to invest in this company for US could if they wanted to. I reckon this will be, I wouldn't say a disaster, but yeah, I think they're overvaluating or overassessing or what's the word? I think they're being a little bit arrogant in doing this, saying we are much better. We don't belong on the ASX. We belong on the US because they're going to treat us right. Investors over there will do the right thing, and we'll have a valuation of $5 billion. It's not going to turn out like that. In fact, I think it could be disastrous. And all those Australian investors who put their money into this company, put the valuation up to like $1 or $2 billion not that long ago, they're going to leave in droves. And I don't know if American investors will be that seduced by their story. Anyway, so that's Brainchip. And we've seen the Brainchip share price plunge over the last few days. There must have been some news on this. Share price dropped 15.8% on Wednesday. Or did they release their results? They released the results last night, and the results weren't going to be anything of substance anyway. Anyway, so anyway, so that's what I'm going to talk about when it comes to Brainchip. And stock of the day, Life 360. Hope the share price is up over 7%. Yep, 7.18%. A pretty good result from Life 360. Their fourth quarter beat expectations, and even the outlook was better than expected as well. A pretty good outlook. I do make fun of this company on occasion because I say they're a stalking company. They allow people to stalk their family members, and now their pets, which is not a bad thing. Anyway, so pretty good update from Life 360, but not a breakout. So Just James Dean will be very happy with me. I think it's Just James Dean who say you should always add to your winners. I did add to my winner in August. So I bought 1 year ago at 11.39, and I can almost guarantee you some experts will be saying you're too late. You missed the boat. So this share price of this company and valuation of this company has doubled in the past year. You're never too late. Anyway, so then I added in August at 17.70. So that was 50% higher. By the way, this is not a breakout. So this is not like August. Share price has been going sideways, has been dropping a little bit last week. A little bit of weakness in tech sector, well, the market itself, and that's why the share price has been dropping. Okay, that's all I've got for this video because I'm going to do another. I'm going to have to record 2 more videos tonight to release tomorrow. I'm going to do nothing tomorrow. Just going to have a nice, relaxing day, not recording any videos, but I do want to release a few videos, so I'm going to record those videos tonight. So that includes Stealth Group, maybe, or I might do that on Sunday. No, I'll do that on Sunday, and then what I'll do is I'll answer some of your questions in an answer-reply video. I'll release that on Saturday afternoon. So that's my plans, and I'll record that video tonight. Otherwise, that's it for this video. Have a good day, and don't forget, I am not a financial advisor. If you need financial advice, make sure you seek out someone who is qualified and can speak to your own financial needs. That's it for this video. Have a good day. Bye.